my hand, no hesitating. When you're just so tired of trying, all alone you feel like hiding. Together we'll keep fighting. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel this, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Can you see the sun is shining like a new hope? Feel it rising, coming over the horizon. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains too high we can climb it. Feel this, we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. There's no stopping.
Good evening, and we're live. This is not pre-recorded. If you see my clock up there, it's about 7:05. I'm a couple of minutes late because I didn't do this for 3 weeks, and I was in the wrong mode on my software. I was for setting up, creating a podcast, but to be pre-recorded, but I had to go back out again and do live stream. So I've been out of it for 3 weeks, been in lovely England, and was there with my sister and her husband, and my wife and I. We celebrate 40 years of happy marriage, our 40th wedding anniversary. Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Okay. So that was very nice of everybody to chime in like that. So had a great time. We went for 2 weeks. I was actually back. We were supposed to be back the Wednesday before last, but the flight from England to JFK was late, and we missed our connecting flight, and we had to sleep in the airport. We didn't want to go for a hotel room because it was like the very first flight in the morning, and we didn't want to do just a lot of running around and then perhaps miss that one. So we just stood there, and we came back on Thursday, and my wife had a doctor's appointment, I had a doctor's appointment, and we had jet lag, and we were just kind of like all out of it. And I said, I can't put my mind together for a podcast. So it's been 3 weeks since I've been on the air, and so I'm back now. Did the preparations, and let me hear that crowd cheering again. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, and we have a good show for you now. I have to say, on the sad side, is that interest rates are around 7.5 right now, And actually, let me get that up on the screen. Being that I had to redo it, I went out of the studio and back in again. I had to set up my screen with my article that I wanted to share, and it should be coming up. I do it like this, and let me come back to here, and I'll show that on the screen. And you see, this is from Bankrate, and latest mortgage news: rates below 7.5, blow past 7.5% as economy remains strong. And isn't that funny? I mean, we have a strong economy, but we have these high interest rates, and again, they're there to pull back the reins on our moving economy, and I guess so. I guess it's better. I think what's going to happen, honestly, is that people are going to get used to 7%. If it goes up to 8, it maybe starts falling. We're not going to go back down to 3% and below 3%. I can't see that in the near future, unless something horrifically happens, horrifically bad happens. So kiss those rates goodbye for now. And if it goes back down to 7 and a little bit above 6, I'd be happy with that. I think you can't wait to purchase hoping that they will drop down to those 3% rates again. Those are really good. Those were really good rates, and you can't say anything bad about it. But the economy is strong. Hopefully, wages are increasing along with that. I know there will always be pockets of different parts of the industry, different parts of the job market where you will have some people not going up on wages as much as others. But I think if you look at the average of it across the board, wages have gone up. So we had this to deal with, these higher interest rates. And I know it's upsetting a lot of people. And what's hurting that as well, because prices of homes are pretty high. And sometimes the high interest rate will make the sellers come down a bit on their price. It might turn into a buyer's market, because if people are not buying because of high interest rates, this will cause home prices to go down. Okay. So with that in mind, let me explain who I am. I usually do that right in the beginning, but I had to tell you about my trip to England, which was great. I love England. There's a lot of great things about it. I won't go into it now because I'll lose track to what I wanted to talk about today. But let's go into what today's topic is about. And again, I'm Chris Gajulal. I'm a real estate associate broker and licensed referral specialist for Realty Connect LLC. And with this company, if you're looking to purchase or list your home anywhere within the United States, I could help you. So we could do the initial contact, and then you would enter your information, or I could enter it for you, into my website. You could go to realestatewithmrg.us and put down either your information, whether you're buying or selling, and you'll enter your area that you're involved with, that you want to look or to sell. And you will then be presented with 3 top agents in that area to help you move along with that sale or purchase. And I like it. I think for the consumer, for the real estate buyer or seller, you are getting three options to work with, and I can also still consult you. I won't be able to show or list a property, but I'll be able to give you consultation. I'm also a licensed real estate instructor, and I've taught in one setting for one company, and so I know a lot about real estate. I've been doing real estate for 30 years now, and I could help you and give you consultation. So you're getting two for the price of one, and there's no additional fees. So with that, let me close this out here. With that, let me show you my little video. This week I'll do my one with my little introduction that I put together myself. Okay. On my screen, the music and the video wasn't in sync. I hope it was in sync for you guys. Sometimes there's a delay from where I am, and then it works perfectly once it hits the various social media sites. Okay, so what's the question for today? What are we going to discuss? And we have a young man. Oh, I'm sorry. A young lady. I'm sorry. I apologize. Avery is going to give the question for today.
Good evening, Mr. G, and welcome back from England. Missed your podcast over the last 3 weeks, so glad you are back. I am wanting to purchase a home now, but I don't want to speak to a mortgage loan officer until I see a property I really like. I mean, why bother? Should I get pre-approved before I start looking at homes? Please advise. Thanks so much and keep these informative podcasts going.
Well, thank you, Avery, and thanks for welcoming me back from England. But I want to tell you, you should really consider speaking to a loan officer before you start looking. And this is the biggest issue that real estate agents, realtors face, because you always have people who just want to see what's out there, and they don't want to bother sitting down with a mortgage loan officer and see if they could actually purchase it. You know, if their credit income is good enough to actually get a mortgage, and then also you want to find out, well, what's my price range? You may want to see homes that are in a $300,000 range, but your income and your credit will only allow you up to $200,000. And you have to remember, and I'm talking from experience because this is the biggest hurdle I would have to get buyers to come across, to deal with, because they hold off on that. And as a side note, real estate agents, realtors, we work on commission, and we only get paid if the deal closes. So I might work with a client for 2 or 3 months before they find that house that they like, and I have made no income. And all agents will not make any income until, there's no fees for the buyer's agents. Some charge a transaction fee at the end, but that comes at the end, and that's for doing all the paperwork or the closing paperwork that's needed. Sometimes the agent uses another person. It could be within their realty firm that will collect all the paperwork needed for the transaction and put it together so it meets all the standards of the realtor organization, of the your local real estate boards. So many times, very very busy agents will have someone else collect all the paperwork. So when it comes to closing, everything is in order. All right, but again, that fee is paid at closing. I have not ever said to somebody, "All right, I'm going to show you some homes. Give me $500 right now, and I'll hold it or I'll deposit it. And if you don't get a house from me, well, that's my payment for showing you homes, or or if you do get a home, I'll deduct the $500." It doesn't work like that. We get paid only when we close. Okay, and there's a lot of agents out there, more than that are struggling, especially during these times. The market has slowed down because of high interest rates and high home prices. So we have to know that there's a possibility that you will be able to buy this house. Okay, so if we know that you've been pre-approved, and we know your price range, we know exactly what homes are selling, and it's good for you too. This way, you're not spinning your wheels. You're not all of a sudden finding the house of your dreams, and then you realize that you can't afford it. That's the worst thing to happen. So putting all these ducks in a row prior to looking is very important, and it works well for everybody. It works well for the buyer, and it works well for the agent. Okay. And don't forget, an agent, is spending money on gas. Times that they are working with you, they are not working with other clients. They're not marketing, so they have to make sure. We have to make sure that you can be approved for a mortgage before you go out. All right. Now, the other viewpoint of that is that you may sit down with a loan officer and they said, "Well, we got to fix some things on your credit. It might take about 2 to 3 months to get you eligible, to raise your credit score so that you could purchase a house." Okay. So again, an example where you find that perfect dream house, and now you realize, I can't really buy it for another 2 or 3 months, and by that time it's probably gone. So you want to get all of that working now. All right. And if you can't be pre-approved now, your loan officer will help you. They won't give you money, but they will say, when you have some extra cash, pay down this credit line first, because because some companies report to the credit reporting agencies a lot faster than others. And loan officers have these software programs that will say, well, we bring down this line of credit by so much, it'll raise your credit score up 5 points, 10 points, whatever. So get that worked out at the very beginning. Very important. And that proves to the agent that you're seriously looking for a house. We're not just going on, lovely tours of the area, and seeing the countryside, whatever. We have to know that there's a possibility of a closing. Okay. And I have clients where they were pre-approved and we looked and we couldn't find anything, and I didn't make money on that, but at least I know there was a possibility of making some money on that, having a closing. But most of the people that I worked with, once they were approved, we found them a house. And I also worked with clients who had to improve their credit, and the ones that listened to their loan officer. And one example, one was just 1 month it took to raise their credit to get approved. Another person was like 3 months, but they listened to their loan officer and they got pre-approved. So basically, the article, and this article was on my blog on Monday, and let me make myself a little smaller, okay? And basically, what I'm going to do is I've actually did this topic quite a few times. But basically, and what we just went over, and let me get my little highlight pen out here. Okay. A pre-approval is an indication from your lender that they are willing to lend you a certain amount of money to buy your future home. Keep in mind that that loan amount in the pre-approval letter is the lender's maximum offer. Ultimately, you should only borrow an amount you're comfortable repaying. Okay? And I've had many examples where we found a house that was maybe about $5,000-10,000 more, and we had to go back to the mortgage loan officer, and they said, all right, we could stretch it to that amount if they paid down this credit line by a certain amount. Or there's always getting gift letters, and where a family member or friend will give you some money either to use as a down payment or perhaps buy down an interest rate. And there are different ways to go about it, different creative ways. The biggest thing with the gift letter, it has to be a gift letter, because with a gift you don't pay back, right? You get a gift at Christmas, you don't say, well, how much was that gift? And here's a check, right? A gift means that you don't have to pay it back. So it proves to the bank that it's not a line of credit, which then increases your debt to income. And you don't want to do that. All right. So if the loan officer says your max amount is $250, you really should look at $250 and below. If it goes a little bit over, perhaps they could work with that. I just noticed my caption is not correct. Let me just click on that here. Right. Oh, no. Okay. My name is in my little ball there. Okay. I really have to get, I've been, like I said, I've been out of it for 3 weeks, and getting back into the flow of things. So you want to know that maximum amount and try to look at that and below. The other big thing about getting the pre-approval, Let me scroll this down a little bit. Big thing there. Pre-approval helps show your sellers you're a serious buyer. And basically, to be honest, no seller and their listing agent is going to view or review a contract, a purchase agreement, without a letter. They're not going to bother with it because why am I going to spend time negotiating with a person where they might not even have to purchase, have the ability to purchase it? So pre-approval helps show sellers you're a serious buyer, and to be honest with you, they probably won't even look at it. They won't even entertain it without a letter. Now, at times I had it where I told them we would have the letter the next day. Everything happened so fast, and we show the property, and they're going to get the letter. You know, a lot of times I like the letter to be written for a specific property. And just a little side note, you know, let's say the buyer has been pre-approved for $250,000. The house is $220,000. You don't think that you know, it's worth it? You know, there's something's wrong with it, meaning the buyer and the buyer's agent, and you want to do $215,000. You want to show a letter that goes with that asking price that you're doing $215,000. Because if the seller sees that, oh, they could go up to $250,000, why aren't they offering more in the house? So a lot of times I like the pre-approval letter to be specifically for that property and the amount the buyer wants to give on it. So the 2 points there, pre-approval helps shows the seller you're a serious buyer, and I myself like to have it tailored for that property. So the highlight over here, if you plan to use a mortgage for your home purchase, pre-approval should be among the first steps in your search process. Not only can getting pre-approved help you zero in on the right price range, but can give you a leg up on other buyers too. Okay? So please, please, please make sure you get that pre-approval. Very helpful. Very important. Okay. Now the big news is that actually they came out while I was on vacation. The full buying and selling guides are on my blog post. And let me get it up there. That's where you go. And you could download them for free. And of course, I have a little video to show on that. And here's the guides here. That's the buying a home and selling a home. And again, These are for free. Okay. So we're just coming up to 30 minutes, and I believe we have a special guest. I went today to an Oktoberfest festival with my wife, and we drank Oktoberfest beer, and we sang German drinking songs. So in honor, I think this couple came by just for that reason, for the beginning of Oktoberfest.
Yes, Mr. G, we have a couple of famous celebrities in the audience. Frida and Heinrich Heimlich were circus performers in East Germany prior to the destruction of the Berlin Wall. When one of the stones from the wall hit Heinrich Heimlich in the head, he changed his mind on circus performing, and he and his wife, Frida, became biking enthusiasts. Tonight, in our audience, they will perform some of their most daring bicycle tricks. Hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Frida and Heinrich Heimlich.
Thank you, Frida and Heimlich, the Heimliches, for stopping by. Thank you very much. Okay, that's our show for tonight, and we're actually live. Okay, and I'm back into doing my podcast and updating my blog. I've been updating my blog in England anyway, so that didn't fall behind. So, have a great week. We're getting now into now you could really drink. It's been cool. You could drink your pumpkin spice lattes, coffees and drinks, and we're heading now towards the holidays. Okay, so enjoy, be kind to each other, and remember the greatest power we have is the love, and the greatest gift each other. And I'll see you next week.